Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Strand Tennis Center podcast, filled with tips, advice, tennis, not tennis, just life advice too, whatever you need. Like it on YouTube, share it on the podcast as well. Thank you. I'm good, Santi. Welcome to the Strand Tennis Center podcast, giving you the incredible information that the Strand has to provide. Welfs. Hello, Welfs. A wealth of information that no one dare not risk to repeat. No, it's something what I'm saying. Hey, everybody. I'm Steve Cable. I'm your host. How is everybody today in the summer? How you doing, Santi? You doing well?
Doing well, thank you.
How was your trip? Was it good?
It was great. Caught a lot of fish.
Yeah, what kind of fish were those that you sent me?
It's called porgy here.
Porgy.
Over there, they call it scup.
They call it porgy in a different. Just in Rhode Island, they call it a different.
I guess in that area, they call it scup. There's like a nickname, I guess. I don't know.
And where in Rhode Island?
I was in Jamestown, so it's like the island right before Newport.
It's really nice. I mean, it's right. He's got a nice right on the water.
My stepdad's grandfather built, or great uncle built the house, and et cetera, et cetera.
It's a great piece of land, though.
They used to have an outhouse, no toilets, nothing.
You finally got. Do you have septic? You have plumbing?
Yeah, we have everything's normal now.
Nice. That's great. I
Netflix,
mean, that's a beautiful
Wi-Fi,
shot. Usually, Santi sends me clips of tips of the of what we're doing in regards to what we post on social media. He shows them to me, and I look at them. And I'm looking at them, and I see a picture of a fish, and I see a picture of a house. I'm like, "Are we posting this?" And I was like, "Oh, he's sending me postcards."
Yeah,
it was nice. Did you feel it more was it relaxing, or what? Did you feel like recharged?
I felt it was fun, but it was just like the drive there is a little annoying. Obviously, it was also 4th of July weekend, and they closed like one lane on 95 to like pave it for some reason. This was like Thursday, so it was like even before the weekend, pretty much. So it was okay. It was just an extra hour of traffic for no reason, and that's always tiring a little.
So, how is your process of vacation? Can you just...
Oh, do I just relax and chill out? Oh, I don't know. I haven't taken too many, even in my other jobs, not too many vacations. Like, I take vacations, but, like, I like to just try not to think about work or try not to think about too many things. I don't plan my days, like, weeks in advance. I kind of go with the flow, but that's just how I am anyway.
Well, you can do that when you're single as well.
Yeah, but I have friends that, like, plan out every single day.
Even when they're single, yeah, they're just that way.
I don't know, but they want to do this day, and then they have to go do this. They have like an itinerary. I have this one couple. They have an itinerary of every single day of what they're doing, where they're eating. It's kind of type A.
I think the normal, whatever the word normal means at this point, I think having a structure is great. I think being too rigid with that structure doesn't allow for creativity, and I think that's like we said with Google. There is a structure, but then they give you open time for, I don't know what it is, 40 minutes a day to be able to be creative and do anything you want to work on, because you need that side of your brain. You need to be able to say, I need some structure, but I also need some open time, because that's when the great ideas come.
Yeah.
Or great, anything it may be, not even business. It could be any type of kind of awareness you come to, or some sort of realization you come to. You need that free time. I'm speaking of that, I used to have somebody that I worked with that would actually write down shower like 8 o'clock. Like, it was so structured that now maybe they needed that, because usually sometimes whether there be addictive personalities or people that need that structure, because when they get off that structure, it leads to bad things. But in the best sense of the word, the balance is good, right? You have an idea what you're going to do. You have some goal setting, but all of a sudden, if something leads you in a different direction that day, you probably should take it, because follow your instincts at some point, and not say, well, I was supposed to do this at 1 o'clock, I'm going to do it. Sometimes the meeting is going well, or sometimes the meeting needs to be cut off, and some people need to realize that you don't need to allocate the half an hour you said for the meeting could be 7 minutes. We could get, I guess this podcast more about time management and how you manage that. I think the biggest thing is realizing that time is your biggest asset, and it's really the only thing everyone shares, right? You have 24 hours in a day. It doesn't matter how much money you have. And Buffett was great about this. He has his calendar. Was Buffett 91 now? Warren Buffett. He has nothing on his calendar. There's rarely anything because it's the finite asset. He doesn't have any more time. So he's like, I want to budget my time so I know what I'm doing is exactly what I want to do. And I forget, I think it was the book by Seth Godin, or was it the guy from CD Baby? I forget his name. Derek Sievers. Finding time means that when you go and you have an opportunity to do something, whether it be, they have a list of 10 things. He said it has to be an unresounding 300% yes, or it's a no. You ever say kind of yes to something? You say, hey, it may sound interesting, and then when the day comes, you dread it. Mm-hmm. You have to be overwhelmed with yes to say yes. It's got to be such a no-brainer. Like what? Like if you could go surfing right now, is that a yes? Like the waves are great in this spot.
Yeah, the waves are, then yes, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's a yes.
Yeah.
Like what is anything that's a maybe you shouldn't do. Anything that is kind of like,
I have a lot of maybes. Like when I look at tee times in the morning before work, like I could have played this morning, but I'm like, do I want to go at 7 a.m.
That's
and
a
I'm
no.
still awake at 2 a.m.?
Then it's a kind of a no.
Yeah,
right?
but it's like, I could do it, but do I want to do it that badly?
It's got to be an unresounding yes.
Yeah.
Your time is so valuable because people will think of an inbox, right? People will suck your time dry. There's so many emails you get, so many things you can be reached out by. You have to be able to say, okay, learning to say no. Like punting is the worst. If you ever get anybody that says, hey, listen, I got a conference for you to go to. It's in 6 months, and I said, I don't know. Let me know. Hit me up in a few weeks. And you think that they're going to forget, and they bother you again. You got to give them a hard no. Don't punt. Don't ever go, let me know in a few weeks. I'll let you know. Because it's always a no. Anytime I go, I'll think about it. I'll let you know. That's a no.
Yeah.
You don't do that because it's wishy-washy, and then someone's going to bother you again. They go, oh, maybe he's going to do it. Anytime you kind of say, yeah, I'll let you know. I'll think about that. Whether it just be going to a restaurant, whether it be going to
Vacation
a movie
with friends or something.
Yeah, something like that. I never want to do that.
Why is that?
Vacation with friends.
What's wrong with that?
What was the thing? What's wrong? Ruthie, you want to go on vacation with friends? No.
No,
You see, she doesn't either.
like,
Ruthie is not a vacation. She's lived longer than us.
Yeah.
She understands what she likes. She does. No, you've lived longer than us. I'm not saying you're old. You've lived longer than us, right? You've been around longer. She knows what she likes. She's got good self-awareness. She doesn't like to go on vacation. It's the same thing. When I would go to the beach, making this sound right, if I'm going to go on a vacation, it's got to be better than the experience at home.
Oh.
So what's the point of going down the beach and crowding like when you were younger, maybe you're 21, you go to a beach house with a bunch of buddies because you're looking for chicks or whatever and you're having fun.
Yeah.
That's different. But if you go to a house now down the beach and you're stuck in a small little room and you just want to be in your own bed. You get to the point you're just like, why am I going down here?
Yeah.
So those kind of things change, but so in other words, what we're saying is it's got to be a hard, extreme yes. So if I'm going to go on a vacation, it has to be a no-brainer of a yes instead of saying, all right, we're renting a beach house, come down and stay at the house. I'm like, that doesn't excite me. It's just a different time. I'm at a different time. I'm just like, I just want to go in my bed, read my book, and chill.
Yeah.
Very exciting, but I think you get older and your needs change. But I think that's the thing with time management. When you say yes to something, like we had somebody want to invite us over somewhere, I forget where it was, and I was like, these people are not an unresounding yes. Mm-hmm. I don't look forward to wanting to have a conversation with this person. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to drive, maybe and everything that happens, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, why?
You don't really want to go. Then why are you going?
Why the fuck did I say yes to this?
And then you'll be grumpy when you get there.
Yes.
But sometimes you get there and you're like, or you
pleasantly surprised?
Pleasantly surprised. So like sometimes you do something, you don't want to do it, but then you're there and then somehow it turns out to be a good thing. rare.
Maybe I'm just getting crotchety. I don't know. Maybe that's true, but I'm trying to think. If you took 10 decisions, how many of those, they're all maybes.
Oh,
How many of those would you be pleasantly surprised if you made the yes of them? What's the percentage?
30%.
Yeah, I mean, you're
I would
lucky
say
at
30.
30%. I'd say 18%.
Yeah.
I'd say 1 and 3/4 are decent, and you're like, well, this one was okay.
Right.
Have you ever had a maybe? You've gone out of the 10 and you've been blown away by the experience.
Not that I can remember right now.
So you can use analytics on this so incredibly well. You got to look at that and go the average amount of times you've had maybes. You said to the yes, and you went back and went, wow, that was an incredible decision.
Yeah. No.
And the only time I've said yes to things it's inside of another yes. So say I say yes to a function that I'm going to do and I'm excited about it. Inside that function, to be prepared, I need to say yes to a few other things. And I may not be excited about doing them, but they feed to that function.
Okay.
So you need an example, I think you're listening. So a perfect example is when I do the U.S. Open events. Oh. When I interviewed all the players, right? Yeah, that's an unresounding yes. I want to do that, right? Somebody asked me to do it, I want to do it. But inside of that, I go, you know what? This is U.S. Open time. I should probably go to the practices, go to the stadium, go to this, go to that. And I'm not super excited to be just gathering all this information. That's work, right?
Right.
I say, but I need to be able to go just in case. And a lot of times in these things, they throw you interviews. They have a list of interviews for you to do.
Right.
And then they throw you, this person is showing up today. And ironically, I watched her practice.
Yeah.
So that kind of information, that kind of extra work you need to do as part of the unresounding yes is some things you need to do. But if the top of the pyramid is not an unresounding yes, I'm not going to want to do any of that legwork at all.
Right.
So it's got to be an unresounding yes for me to be able to say, all right, I got to do this legwork. I don't want to do but I like the result of what I'm going to do. So that's my example of saying, inside the unresounding yes, there's still going to be things that you have to do to get prepared.
Yeah.
If it's work. But delegating time is a huge thing, and I think there's so many books about efficiency and all that stuff. And
here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe in? Well, this is funny because the other day you texted me and Chris, and I was napping. Do you believe in power naps and stuff like that? Or
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Good 10-minute. Any more than that, I don't know where
not
I'm.
Like a 3-hour nap.
A 3-hour, and then I just don't know where the fuck I am, and I don't know. I think a good 10 to 12-minute nap is good. You get a little refresh, a little shot. Yeah. How long did you nap for?
Well, I went golfing in the morning, then I got back from Brooklyn, and then I slept until, was it 3 or something?
So you went golfing in Brooklyn?
Yeah, at 6 a.m. Yeah, got home
by
course? Noon. Marine Park.
Was it nice?
Nice. That's a decent course.
Did you go with friends?
I went with a friend. Yeah.
So that was a yes.
I'm not gonna drive into the city. But here's the thing. It was a maybe at first because I was like, I don't want to drive into the city.
Yeah. Because you were coming from Rhode Island, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. I was home, and then it was Sunday night. But anyway, I came straight from the Strand, went to Brooklyn. And I was like, I don't want to drive in. It's but it wasn't that bad. It was not too much traffic. It was 35 minutes through Staten Island, and then he lives near Coney Island, that part of Brooklyn.
Okay. Did you? Yeah. Speaking of Coney Island, did you watch the hot dog eating contest?
I did not. No.
I heard my son loves that. The Nathan's hot dog eating contest with Johnny. Who I forget the guy who won. It's just ridiculous how many hot dogs He only ate 63 hot dogs in 10 minutes. It's usually 74 or 70 whatever the record they thought he was going to. That's insane. It's disgusting, Ruthie. That's disgusting. Have you watched that, Ruthie? The contest?
I didn't this year, but yeah.
I like how they dunk the bread in water or whatever.
Well, you have to. That's the system. You have to put it in water because you can't get down your throat.
Yeah, that's gross.
It's disgusting.
Wet bread.
That is an unresounding no for me. I wouldn't want to.
I can do the hot dogs, but I can't do the wet bread. That'd be kind of.
I can't.
That's gross.
But people want to go to that. I don't want to go to that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to go to Coney Island and watch it and be like, I'm just not interested. I don't know. It's not for me. But I think if you're, I think this is a quick podcast, but I think if you're understanding I think it takes self-awareness, it takes clarity, and it takes really, really little balls to carve out what's important to you and stick to it. And they always say, make a decision that solves 1,000 decisions, right? So what does that mean? Make a decision that solves 1,000 other decisions.
Well, if I would say if it's the right decision to you, then you'll be confident in everything else that you're doing. Does that make sense?
No, not really.
no?
But what I mean is, so say
Yeah. What do you mean?
something like this. Say we're at work and everybody asks me if I can do this or I can do that. And ask me if I can do that. Unless they go, well, listen, are we allowed to do this? Are we allowed to give a refund? Are we allowed to do that? Are we allowed to give a credit? And I go, if I just go to everybody, I go, any decision that is under $200 you can make. So it solves all those
You told me
decisions.
that too,
So
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have to ask me those questions anymore.
Okay.
If you have to report to me every question, so in
okay.
other words, you try to do those things because it helps clarity. Or just say like, anybody walks in, whether it be, we are not hiring at this point for the next calendar year, so we don't hire. So no one bothers us anymore,
Okay.
right? So
Makes sense.
those kind of decisions help make all the other ones.
Right.
So you want to start realizing how you can batch your decisions more. So try to batch them so you are making one decision that solves many of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So try to think of it that way. Think of it when you're running pickleball, how you can make one decision for the customer to batch plenty of them. You know, like question and answers are great, like Q&As, but frequently asked questions with frequently FAOs, right? Frequently asked questions. You put them on your website when people say, all right,
okay,
what
on
are
the
these
website.
questions that I have?
Yeah.
No one reads them, but that's okay. But you can communicate in a group and say, look, so this is what we're doing. This is the rule. This is the system. And that way you don't have to answer each single person what the rule is or what the question is. They know like a 24-hour policy, and that's a 24-hour policy, and that's it, right? So try to do that. So I think those are the biggest two things for time management for me. It's got to be an unbelievable 100% yes, and time management, decide what decisions you can make to batch that solve 1,000 other decisions. And that'll really help you a lot.
Nice.
I think that's it. And to hire somebody as good as Ruthie, who's over here in the corner working, who makes all the decisions for me. Right, Ruth? Right. Okay. Well, everybody, I hope that helps. Time management's important. It's the only thing that we all share. We only have 24 hours. You do not have any more time in the day no matter how much money you have, so use it valuably and work out in that time. That's just as important. The answers and the action, Santi. I'll see you. Thanks, guys. Hey, everybody. Hope you like the podcast. Please share it with your friends, anybody that you know, anybody that's into tennis, anybody that's into bettering themselves. Share it.